Trying hard not to hear, but they talk so loud. Their piercing sounds fill my ears, try to fill me with doubt. Yet I know that the goal is to keep me from falling. Hey, yeah. But nothing's greater than the rush that comes with your embrace. And in this world of loneliness, I see your face. Yet everyone around me thinks that I'm going
Hi, Kuya.
yeah,
Maingay.
maybe. But I don't care what they say. I'm in love with you. They try to pull me away, but they don't know the truth. My heart's crippled by the vein that I keep on closing. You cut me open and I keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love. I keep bleeding, I keep bleeding, love. Keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love. You cut me open and it's raining all on me. Don't they find it hard to believe I'll be wearing these scars for everyone to see? I don't care what they say, I'm in love with you. They try to pull me away, but they don't know the truth. My heart's crippled by the vein that I keep on closing. You cut me open enough. Oh, you cut me open enough. I keep bleeding, love. You cut me open. I keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love.
I love you and I need you, baby. I love you. I do need you. No matter what I do, all I think about is you. And even when I'm with my boo, boy, you know I'm crazy over you. No matter what
So, good morning, everyone. So, we're sorry we're just having technical difficulties, but the show must go on. So, let's start our today's session. So, allow me to share my screen. So, is my audio clear po?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jaren. So once again, good morning, participants, and how are you today? So I hope that you are all doing well. By the way, I am Christine Balmes, and together with me is Miss Gladys Torretes. We are college librarians here at the UPLB Main Library, and we are going to be your moderators for today's session. So, once again, good morning and welcome to our 17th Information Literacy Program. So, we would like to thank our university librarian, Miss Concepcion Saul, for her 100% support in this activity. And also, we would like to thank you to all our participants for supporting and participating during the previous sessions. So wherein you were able to learn about different online resources, the different services. You were able to know on how to cite. You were be able to familiarize with the Turnitin, the Open Athens. Yan. And for now, for our fifth and last session, our topic will be evaluating information sources. But before we move on to our discussion proper, please be reminded on the following house rules while the session is ongoing. First, please turn off your microphones and turn on your web cameras during the session. Second, use the Zoom Q&A box or the comment section of YouTube or Facebook or the raise hand function for the questions and clarifications. And lastly, please answer the evaluation form for this session. So let's now go on to our discussion proper. But before that, allow me to introduce to you our first speaker. She is a college librarian assigned at the Serials and Filipiniana section of the main library. Please welcome Miss Irene De Los Santos. Miss Irene?
Miss Irene, can you unmute your mic?
Wait lang po. Wait lang. Ito. Tangin, kita yung... So wait lang po, inayos ko lang po yung sa screen. Naka-unmute. Screen share. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Okay. Nakikita niyo na po ba yung sa screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, participants, and to our viewers via YouTube, Live, and Facebook. So, welcome to the 17th Information Literacy Program. So, the previous ILP speakers for the past 4 days discussed about the services provided by the University Library, about the importance of citing and referencing, how to detect plagiarism using paper originality checking tool. So what are the various databases available in the university library? So and the strategies we can employ to conduct an efficient and effective literature search. Today is the 5th session and the last day of the ILP week. And we are going to talk about evaluating information sources. I would like to ask these questions. So why do we need to evaluate our sources? So what are the things we should consider to ensure that our information sources are appropriate or relevant to our paper? And these are the questions that we will try to answer as we go about the topic. So to know more about how to evaluate information sources, I will share with you the criteria in evaluating information sources and the characteristics of scholarly and popular articles. Okay, may I quote OED Online year 2016 stating that the wide use of terms post-truth, fake news, and alternative facts remind us to be more careful, find credible sources which are believable and convincingly true, accurate, and reputable. One important part of research is evaluating information sources. To evaluate is to make sure that the information we get has value. So we have to put in mind that not all of the information available online or in print are reliable or suitable for our paper or project. So it is important that we assess the credibility of the information sources we get. So as more information is available to us, so we must be more discerning. Okay, by moving forward, so every single source that we get should be evaluated. So evaluation takes place as you select which sources to use. Do not make the mistake of assuming that a material is a quality source because it is found in the internet or in a library. So the best approach is to evaluate the sources based on your information need. So let's talk about evaluation criteria abbreviated as CRAAP. So C refers to currency, R refers to relevance, A refers to authority, another A refers to accuracy, and P refers to purpose. So currency, it is important if your topic dictates using the most recent information available. So if you are writing a research paper about the Civil War, currency is not important. However, if you are writing about effect of a 24-hour news cycle on human sensitivity, currency is important. So your assignment instructions play an important role as well because it dictates the type of information you are allowed or required to use. For example, so if your instructor prohibits you from using internet sources copies of scholarly journal articles, so no website or online multimedia is appropriate for your assignment. So you have to evaluate sources based on currency, so by asking the following questions. First is, when was the information published or posted? So is the information current enough for your topic or it is out of date? And are the links functional? So when was the information last revised or reviewed? Okay, our next criteria is R, which refers to relevance. So relevance pertains to the importance of the information. So you may ask yourself, is the information from this article useful or appropriate to the objectives of my paper? So you can judge the relevance by asking the following question. So is the information and content relevant to your research paper topic? Sometimes a source's relevancy is not apparent until you have read all or most of the information. So in many instances, however, you can judge the relevance by looking at the following aspects of a source. So is the information at an appropriate level or it is too elementary or too advanced for your needs? So how comprehensive or in-depth is the discussion of the topic? So what it able to explain comprehensively the topic you need? And has perspective or content been provided in the article? So Next is the authority. So it refers to the credibility of the source of the information. So you can ask yourself, is the author of this information an expert on the topic? So that he published? So does the author have the credibility to publish about the subject? So evaluate sources on the authority of the author and the publisher by asking the following questions. So the first is, have the author's credentials or organizational affiliations been identified? So the second one is, who is the owner or sponsor of the website? So what are their credentials? Next is there a contact information provided such as email addresses or mailing addresses? And what are the author's qualifications to write on the topic? So does the URL reveal anything about the author or the source? For example, yung .com, .edu, .org, .net, .ac, or .gov. So if you cannot find information regarding the authority of the author or publisher, so while evaluating sources, you should not use the source. For internet sources without an author, the reliability is in question. Okay, and websites or publications by government agencies or well-established nonprofit organizations are more reliable even with the absence of a named author. Next is the accuracy. It refers to the reliability, truthfulness, and correctness of the informational content of the article. So you may ask yourself again, so is there a coherence in the information presented? Is the information presented true and reliable? So you evaluate sources on the accuracy of information and bibliographic information so by asking the following questions. So first is, have the author sources been clearly cited so that you can easily find or in-check them? Is the information available in other sources? For example, for encyclopedias, scholarly journals, and others. So it can be double-checked. So does the language or tone seem unbiased and free of emotions? So are there spelling, grammar, or other typographical errors? So if you cannot verify the information is correct, so or that the author is an expert on the topic, you should not use the source. Then P stands for purpose. So it refers to the reason the information exists. So you may ask yourself, and what is the purpose of the information? So is the purpose to inform, to teach, to sell, to entertain, or to persuade? The second is, do the authors or sponsors make their intentions or purpose clear to the reader? So next is the advertising content clearly labeled? And does the point of view appear objective, unbiased, and impartial? So those are the 5 criteria to evaluate the information sources that we find online and in print. So we just remember the acronym CRAAP. So can anyone tell me what C stands for? So you can type your answer in the chat box. Okay. And how about the R? So you can also type again your answer in the chat box. Okay? Tapos na po. How about A? And how about the other A? So in the last one, so what does P stand for? Okay, ano na po? Nagka-type na lahat. So all right, thank you for your responses. That means you listened well. So now, we will discuss about evaluating scholarly and popular sources. So, but before we compare their differences, so let's define the term periodical. So, what is periodical? So, it is a serial publication with its own distinctive title, containing a mix of articles, editorials, reviews, columns, short stories, poems, or other short works written by more than one contributor. So, issued in soft cover more than once, generally at a regular stated intervals of less than a year. So without prior decision as to when the final issue will appear. So although each issue is complete in itself, its relationship to preceding issues is indicated by enumeration. And usually, issue number and volume number printed on the front cover. Content is controlled by an editor or editorial board. So when issuing assignments, instructors often specify from popular or referred to as magazines or scholarly publications, it refers to journals. So we have the following, so are the key things to determine journal types. So the popular magazine, trade journals, and scholarly journals. So what is popular magazine? So it is intended for a general audience of readers. So they are written typically to entertain, inform, or persuade. And popular sources help you answer who, what, when, and where questions and are essential for finding information about the current events or issues. And popular sources range from research-oriented, so but lacking complete citation to sources, to special interest, agenda-driven publications. And how about the trade journal? The trade journal, it is intended to share general news, trends, and opinions among the practitioners in a certain industry or profession. Although generally written by experts, so they are not considered scholarly because they are not peer-reviewed and do not focus on advancing new knowledge discovery or reporting research results. And the trade journals, however, are an essential source of information in the field of business and specialized industries, for example, tourism, environmental studies, agriculture, manufacturing, and others. So, how about the scholarly journal? This is intended for use in support of conducting in-depth research. So often containing a specialized vocabulary and extensive references to sources. So the content has been reviewed by academic peers to ensure the reliability of methods used in the validity of findings. And scholarly sources help answer the so what question in academic writing and lay the foundation for discovering connections between variables, the issues, or the events. So, in evaluating the three sources, so we can use the following bases. So, the three sources differ in terms of first is the content, the author, the audience, language, graphics, layout and organization, accountability, references, and paging. So while CRAAP is used to evaluate sources in general, so this new set of criteria on screen will help us differentiate the popular magazine, trade journal, and the scholarly sources. So the content of a popular magazine is a secondary discussion of someone else's research. It may include personal narrative or opinion or a general information. And its purpose is to entertain or inform. And the content of a trade journal is on current news, trends, and products in a specific industry. So it contains practical information for professional working in the field or industry. So on the other hand, scholarly journal content is in-depth. It contains primary account or original findings written by the researcher and contains very specific information with the goal of scholarly communication. In terms of author criteria, so author of popular magazine is frequently a journalist, paid to write articles. And the author may or not have subject expertise. So, on the other hand, author of trade journals is usually a professional in the field, sometimes a journalist with subject expertise. So in the case of a scholarly journal, the author's credentials are provided. So author of scholarly journal is usually a scholar or specialist with subject expertise. So yan po. Next criteria is the audience. So popular magazines audience is general public. So it can be anyone interested on the topic and non-specialist. So, in trade journals, naman po, the audience can be professionals in the field for anyone interested in the field and non-specialist. So, on the other hand, scholarly journals audience are scholars, researchers, and students. For language criteria, so sa language criteria na po tayo, so sa popular magazines, vocabulary is designed for general usage and is easily understandable to most readers. So on the other hand, language of trade journal uses a specialized terminology or jargon of the field. While scholarly journals also uses a specialized terminology or jargon of the field, but in contrast with trade journals, scholarly journals require expertise in subject area. Comparing the three sources in terms of graphics, so sa popular magazine, it contains graphs, charts, and tables, and lots of glossy advertisements and photographs. While in trade journals, it contains also photographs, some graphics and charts, and advertisements targeted to professionals in the field. And for scholarly journal, it also contains graphs, charts, and tables, but with very few advertisements and photographs. As to the As to the layout and organization of the three types of materials, the popular magazine has an informal layout. So it may include non-standard formatting and may not present supporting evidence or a conclusion. And the trade journal also has informal layout formatting, but articles are organized like a journal or a newsletter. So, the evidences in trade journal articles are drawn from personal experience or common knowledge. So, while scholarly journals layout is structured. So, it includes the article abstract, goals, and objectives. A methodology is results of evidences and discussion, conclusion, and a bibliography. So, it is well organized and follows strict or standard layout, flow, and formatting. Next is the accountability criteria. So, here the articles in popular journal are evaluated by an editorial staff. So, not expert in the field and by an that are edited for format and style. So articles in the trade journals are evaluated by an editorial staff who may be an expert in the field. So articles in trade journals are not peer-reviewed, but they are edited for format and style. For scholarly journal is different because the articles are evaluated by peer reviewers or the referees who are experts in the field, and at the same time, the content, format, and style are also edited to ensure that it follows the standard set criteria. So now, let's come to the reference criteria of the three types of periodicals. So popular magazines reference is usually rare. So there is little, so if any information about source material is given. On the other hand, the reference of the trade journal is in the form of occasional brief bibliographies, but it is not required. Scholarly journal reference is required. So it cannot be published without references. And with the availability of the references in the scholarly journals, quotes and facts within the journal articles are verifiable. So, the last criteria is paging here. So, the both popular and trade journal have the same paging and each issue begins with page 1. So, on the other hand, the scholarly journal page numbers are generally consecutive throughout the volume. And those are the differences among the three types of information sources based from the 9 criteria, which namely content, author, audience, language, graphics, layout and organization accountability, references, and paging. Okay? Nandiyan pa po ba tayo? It is important to note that evaluating the information sources will help us determine if our source of information is credible, relevant, and appropriate to what we need. And we hope that in your future literature search, you will remember to use CRAAP criteria, so and the 9 bases of comparison among the popular, the trade, and the scholarly journals. To evaluate the information sources you downloaded. And this is my last presentation. Thank you for listening. And if you have questions, please type in the chat box. And those are my references. So, thank you po. Thank you po sa mga attendees and sa pakikinig po sa ating topic.
Ayan, thank you so much, Ma'am Irene, for the very informative lecture about evaluation of information sources. Indeed, this topic is very relevant to everyone. So first, I would like to congratulate the winners of our 50 peso load. Si Mr. Jeremy Valerio, Ian Sobrevinas, Stephen Benaventura, Chantel Felicity Faith D. Sanchez, and Gerard Francis Palma. So wait nyo lang po ang aming pag-email sa inyo para kunin yung mga inyong phone numbers. So let's proceed sa ating question and answer portion. Let's see kung may tanong na po dito. Kung may mga tanong po kayo, pwede nyong i-chat dito sa chat box or mag-raise hand kayo. So ito, question from Ricardo
We're sorry for the technical difficulty. Nawala po yung connection namin. Sorry po. We're in the process of nasa ano na tayo? Question and answer at the same time for the quiz. I just prepare yourself for the quiz. We're sorry again. So nawala po yung connection sa buong campus. So kaya nagka-problema tayo sa connection ngayon. So we apologize for that. Okay, we will just wait for the moderator to come back. And others na lost. Okay, we will just wait for the moderators to come back. I think si Miss Gladys is already here.
Hello everyone! Sorry, nagkaroon lang tayo ng konting technical problems. So ayan, balik na po tayo. And since magbibiti na po tayo sa oras, siguro we can accommodate your questions via email na lang po. So titignan na lang po namin dito sa chat box yung mga queries ninyo and re-reply na lang po namin kayo through email. And kung may questions pa po kayo, pwede nyo rin po kami i-email sa UPLB Library uplb@up.edu.ph. Now, okay pa ba tayo? And now let's proceed to our online quiz. Reminder for everyone, please use your real name sa inyong pagpasok sa ating online quiz para mas madali naming ma-detect kung sino yung winner at mas madali namin kayong makontak. So let me just share my screen. So ayan, you can join the quiz now, join myquiz.com, and then enter the code 790902. So galingan nyo kasi may price din dito. First, we'll have 100 peso load, and then yung second and third naman ay may 100 peso load. And so we have 15 participants na, 16, 17. Ayan, meron na tayong 36 participants. May magjo-join pa po ba? Thirty-seven participants. Okay na. Let's start na. Okay. God bless everyone. Let's start the quiz.
All right, just continue answering the questions. I think na wala si Gladys. We will just wait for Gladys to come back and just continue answering the questions there. For the question dito, kung required ba yung college, yes, required siya kung saan college kayo under or department. Kung you are a freshman and you are uncertain with your college, just put their other. Okay, tapos na ba kayong mag-answer? Can I call Miss Tin? Miss Tin, are you there? Or Miss Glads?
Yes, Sir Jar?
Okay. Tapos na ba ang quiz? Or not yet?
We already have the winner.
Okay, may winner na daw. So, to be announced na lang.
Yes.
So, Gladys, are you there na?
I'll be the one to announce the winner, Sir
Okay,
Jar.
si Miss Tin ang mag-a-announce ng winner.
So for the we will have the first prize up to third. So for the first prize or the rank first, we have Paula Nicole Dihan. And for the second place, we have Justin Raymond Villanueva. And for the third place, we have Irene Hael Arado. So congratulations. We will contact you for you to be able to receive your prize. Ayan.
And don't leave yet because we're going to have a photo off. Please turn on your camera. But before that, I think meron pang announcement si Miss Tin.
Yes, Sir Jar, thank you. So I will share my screen first. So we will be having our new library website. So please help us in evaluating our new library website. So the URL for our new library website is http://www.library.dev.uplb.edu.ph. So to further enhance the quality of our website, we would like to ask for your feedback by filling up the form via bit.ly/UPLB Live new website. So visit nyo po siya. So kapag na-launch na po yung ating new website, papalitan na po yung existing URL natin na library.uplb.edu.ph. Ayan. So once again, thank you so much everyone for supporting our activity. But before that, let me share another screen for the evaluation form. Wait for a while. So I will share my screen again for the evaluation form. So to further enhance our LIP session and for your feedback, please answer the evaluation form via bit.ly/17th ILP. So Sir Jaren, we will also chat the evaluation link sa ating pong chat box. So Again, thank you so much po. And we're very sorry again for the technical difficulties na nararanasan natin ngayon. May problem po kasi in terms of our internet connection. So again, we would like to thank you all sa pag-attend. And we're very sorry sa mga na-encounter natin na technical difficulties. Thank you so much po. Basta if you have questions, clarifications regarding the presentation, feel free to message us at our email address, universitylibrary.uplb.edu.ph. Ayan po. Or you can message our social media accounts. So we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we also have our YouTube channel. So, yun po, follow nyo lang po kami dun sa aming mga social media pages for you to be updated. So, yan. You can also avail our one-on-one session if ever na gusto nyo. May mga hindi kayo naintindihan regarding the presentation. So, you can avail our one-on-one session sa ating mga sa ating mga librarians. So, yun, magkakaroon kayo ng one-on-one via Zoom. Ayan po. So, may mga questions pa po ba kayo? So, with that, again, thank you so much po and God bless you. Yes, sir?
Christine, can you do the screen, can you do the photo op?
Okay, sir.
Nakapag-picture taking na kayo.
Okay, let's have first the picture taking for documentation.
Please turn on your camera.
Ayan. Wow.
Ilang pages, Miss Tin?
2 pages. So,
2 pages,
smile lang po
ayun.
kayo para
Okay,
kasi natin
smile
alam
lang.
kung saan kayo mapupunta na page. So, keep on smiling lang po. Pakita nyo yung inyong magagandang smile. Mga nagagandahan at nagwagwapuhang smile. Okay, ready na? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yan. Okay, once again, thank you so much po. Basta,
I apologize for the connection loss that we are experiencing. Yan talaga yung number one problem natin ngayong araw. Ayun, so email lang kayo sa mga questions ninyo, tapos avail lang kayo sa mga services namin dito for one-on-one session ni-mention ni Miss Tin. Pero pwede nyo balikan ang ating sessions from 1 to 5, sessions 1 to 5 via YouTube channel. UPLB Library Official. Ayun, tapos you can also please like our Facebook page, UPLB University Library. Ayun. We are also on Twitter at UPLB Library. At the same time, at our Instagram account at UPLB Library. Please follow us there for further updates. Okay, so once again, thank you, and we apologize for this inconvenience, and have a good day, everyone.
thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe.
Stay safe po.